Hi everyone, back to the more YouTube channel. It's Chris back with the Room Has It video where we're talking about players linked to the football club this summer. And boy, this summer is shaping up to be a huge transfer window for Newcastle United. Key positions must be strengthened. And this brings us on to exactly what we're talking about today. We've talked about this kid already before, but he's back in the news. And boy, how do we like talking about him because he's a mint player. We're going to get stuck right into this in a minute. Just before we do, a little reminder, as we always say, if you haven't already, smash subscribe, come and join us. We're over 7,200 subscribers. I think we're actually over 7,300 now, actually, thanks to you wonderful people smashing that button. We really appreciate all the love. We are quite new still to this YouTube game, even though Mark tells me off. We're still only a couple of years and change into it. So that is quite young in terms of the YouTube world. But to have that level of subscribers so far is amazing. You lot are amazing. Recommend us to family and friends if you haven't already. If you just like a good bit of football crack, especially Newcastle United, and some stats and chats, which we're going to get stuck right into here. So who am I talking about and what position am I talking about? Well, I'm talking about centre forward, which is massively key. The club left that position really short this season. Yes, Anthony Gordon filled in there, did all right in certain games, but the fact that Callum Wilson was made out of glass, as we always knew, we had more injuries, we didn't have a third striker, and we were fucked really. Then Isak got injured, we were totally fucked. So we needed a striker anyway, but by the looks of it, Callum Wilson could be heading for the exit door in the summer. He's back in training now, looking as handsome as ever, smiling away. But I'm not sure that Callum Wilson's future is going to be at Newcastle United. I think he's still a good centre forward. He could do a job for a Premier League team, but I don't think he's going to want to hang around and be third choice striker behind Alexander Isak. And maybe this lad right here, lovely segue there, Benjamin Sesko. That is right. This kid is hot property. He's very much on the same kind of conveyor belt that Erling Haaland was on, except for he's playing for RB Leipzig and not Salzburg as Erling Haaland was. But there's a lot of similarities between the two. For starters, Benjamin Sesko's only 20 years old, and this kid seems to have so much already in his locker. He's got pace, he's got strength, he's great in the air, he's got a great touch on him. I actually think he's got a better touch than Erling Haaland, certainly at that age, and even now, to be honest with you, because the lad's able to, his link-up play is brilliant. You know, he's able to take the ball, feet, spin, little back heels, flicks, and then he's got the pace to get into position and finish the chance as well. And the kid has a finish for certain. We're going to look at his stats right here, but just before we do, the crack basically with Benjamin Sesko is that Newcastle have scouted him on numerous occasions this season. It's all over the media. It's all over the written media. It's all over the internet. It's all over social media. You name it. That Benjamin Sesko is definitely high up on the list of priorities for Newcastle United. He fits the mould. He's young. His best years are ahead of him. His release clause, get this, is only 43 million quid, which is exactly why people go shopping abroad and not in the UK. What did Brentford want? 80 million quid for Ivan Toney, 27 years old. This lad at 20 could probably do just as good of a job as Toney, if not better, for half the price. And that's exactly why you go shopping abroad. But it looks like Newcastle are going to try to get in here early because Manchester United have scouted him and Chelsea as well. Manchester United are a basket case at the minute. We don't even know who their manager's probably going to be next season. We don't know what old Sir Jim Twatcliffe's plans are going to be like. They can't even get a sporting director out of the garden, for fuck's sake. So hopefully Sesko won't choose them. And Chelsea, yes, Chelsea need a good centre forward, but Chelsea are a fucking nightmare of a club as well. They're up and down. Managers come and go like a revolving door. Who knows what's going to go on with Chelsea? And they might not even finish in a European spot. Hopefully Newcastle will. And also the project as well. Very exciting. A lot of young players have already signed for us as well. You know, we did the video about the young lads even from within, and then you throw in Lewis Hall and Tino Livramento into there. Alexander Isak's young, Botman's still young, you know, so we've got a really exciting project building at Newcastle, and maybe Sesko wants to be part of that. But let's look at what matters. Let's look at the stats. Straight away, you can see his goals, 26 appearances, 9 goals, 2 assists. His conversion rate is 24%. He's right up there. He's a 94th percentile for goals. His expected goals are 77. His goal-to-shot ratio is right up there as well. It's nearly 90%. Shots, 72%. His shots on target, he's in the high 80s. Assists, he's not really a great assist maker. He's more of a finisher, which I'm cool with. If he's going to be a number 9 type character, I'm not really bothered about his assists, in all fairness. We've got loads of players around the pitch that can do that. In terms of his goal creation chances are quite strong as well. His key passes aren't massively great. He's very much a finisher rather than a creator. I think his link-up play as well, getting the ball to feet, knocking it off and then moving. But I think he plays the ball before the final ball, so it doesn't get logged as an assist really effectively. But the lad to me just looks like he's got a lot, you know, take-ons as well, speed. He's got a bit of a trick to him as well. You know, look at his caps there for Slovenia. You know, 28 caps, 11 goals and 6 assists. It's unbelievable. His wage is really modest and his contract expires in 2028. So, you RB won't be sticking ridiculous fees on him. There's a release clause there. You activate the release clause, you could get this player. And I'm really excited to see Newcastle going early for a player like this, because this is a paramount signing. We'll have to get this player in. Even if Wilson doesn't go, Wilson's happy to be a third choice striker. If he is, cool. Wilson means goals. He's 31. A couple of years left in the locker, might wheel him out for Carabao Cups and FA Cups and maybe some Premier League games and things like that. But Sesko, for me, should really be the backup to Alexander Isak, or possibly even play them as a 2 now and again, having the option there. So for that kind of money, for me, it's a no-brainer. You can see how he compares to Isak on the side. Then Isak's having an unbelievable season, to be fair. He's just behind him on goals. But if you look at his shots, and his assists as well, he's creating a bit more in terms of assists for his teammates than Alex is, his goal creation chances. But obviously where it matters, putting in the onion bag, Isak's on fire this season. So maybe a bit unfair for the radar chart, but just gives you a little bit of perspective as to, what he's doing. You can see his career stats there in terms of, 2022 to 2023 for RB, 68 appearances, 21 goals, 5 assists. That's pretty good, that. And then his team before that, 37 appearances and 13 goals and 2 assists as just a young man. So for me, a really, really exciting player and somebody that I think we should be all over. Now, let us know what you guys think in the comments below about Sesko. I'm sure you're buzzing from, I think, with the last video we did, we had loads of positive comments. But if we can get in there early, get this deal done, beat the likes of Manchester United and Chelsea, do like we did with Bruno, like we did with Botman, like we did with Isak. We took everybody out of the game with that one. If we can get this one done as well, I'm confident that this kid can slip into this Newcastle United squad and be a huge player for us next season. That's us done with another rumour has it. Let us know what you guys think about this player or any players that you've seen linked. Smash them in the comments. We'll maybe bash up the Stack Computer and see how they compare. Smash that subscribe, as I said. Come and help us get to 7,500, which is our next milestone, and then on to 8. So like the video, help the channel grow. Have a cracking day wherever you are, and we'll be back with some more content soon. See you later, everyone. Cheers.